Breaking news involving a triple murder case in Boyle County. A judge has made a decision on whether the trial should be moved out of Danville. Find out the ruling in moments.
Days after a 7-week-old died from a head injury, we've learned new information in the case against the girl's parents. Why police say the couple is blaming each other for the infant's injuries.
Not fair. I only had a year left.
Furious and frustrated. More students in Lexington find out their college is closing.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good afternoon. Motion denied. A high-profile triple murder case will stay in Boyle County.
Judge Darren Peckler just released his change of venue ruling within the last hour. Kenneth Keith is accused of killing Michael and Angela Hawkinsmith and Daniel Smith inside the couple's Danville business nearly 3 years ago. Keith's attorneys told the judge they could not get a fair trial in Danville, even supplying surveys to the judge they claim backed their findings. In his ruling, Judge Peckler wrote he believed the jury pool is big enough to find impartial jurors. No trial date has yet to be set.
We've also learned some new information in the case against a Laurel County couple charged with assault that led to their baby's death.
During courtroom testimony today, detectives indicated the parents of the 7-week-old girl are now blaming each other for her deadly injuries. For now, both Gary and Jessica Nicely are charged with assault, but investigators say more charges are coming. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is in Laurel County with our top story at 5.
A detective with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office testified during this preliminary hearing that both of these parents are more or less pointing the finger of blame at each other as to what exactly happened to the 7-week-old baby girl. Police were called to London St. Joseph Hospital last Tuesday because the 7-week-old girl Mia had severe head trauma. The child died on Thursday. Police said that Gary Nicely, the baby's father, said that he and the baby's mother, Jessica Nicely, had an argument after Jessica had come home from taking another child to school.
That the mother was inside the bedroom a period of some time. He advised that he heard several, it sounded like items being slung against the walls.
Detective Kyle Gray testified that Gary Nicely said he actually saw Jessica slam the baby's head against the bed rail. Gray also said that when talking to Jessica Nicely, she said that she came home and discovered the child in its condition after she had been in its father's care for some time.
She basically said he did it. He's not a good father.
And the preliminary autopsy report that was released Friday puts the cause of death for the 7-week-old as non-accidental inflicted trauma. We're going to have much more of this coming up at 6 o'clock, including what people are saying about Gary Nicely, who came out to support him in court this morning. For now in Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Police told us today that they are still actively investigating and interviewing people about the case and that additional charges will be filed against the two. They say that both will probably face different charges. Investigators hope autopsy results may give them answers as to why 2 Whitley County teenagers didn't move from a train's path this morning. State police say 18-year-olds Cody Stevens and Jordan Carr died after they were hit by the train. The accident happened on the tracks near Highway 26 in Rockholds. Police say the teens were lying on the tracks when they were hit.
A man arrested after police say he took off with a Boyle County teenager following the murder of her stepmother is now out of jail. Authorities in New Mexico tell us that Kenneth Nye bonded out of jail this morning. The 15-year-old stepdaughter remains in their custody. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is tracking the case. She's at the live desk with an update now. Kristen?
Sam, we do have new information to share with you about the capture of Kenneth Nye. Police in Tucumcari, New Mexico say Kentucky investigators contacted them over the weekend. They told officers they tracked Nye's cell phone to a truck stop in the area. Those officers were told found Nye and Jenna Oakley in a car at a nearby Motel 6. The car they were in, Tucumcari police say, was the one Rhonda Oakley's family reported stolen after finding her dead in her home. They charged Nye with contributing to the delinquency of a minor and possessing stolen property. They say Oakley, the stepdaughter of Rhonda, is currently in the Curry County Juvenile Detention Center. They wouldn't say if she's facing any charges. Kentucky State Police originally told us that Nye was still in custody this morning. That is not correct. They now say that he has bonded out of jail and that he isn't currently facing any charges in Kentucky. At the live desk, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Thank you, Kristen. Police in New Mexico also tell us at the request of Kentucky State Police, they have sealed the stolen car and are keeping it in their custody. They expect Kentucky investigators to retrieve it soon.
A man accused of killing his wife and then going on the run faced a judge for the first time in the case today. Our county-by-county coverage at 5 begins in Bath County. Christopher White was arraigned on a murder charge today in Bath District Court. Police say he shot and killed his wife, Judy, at their home on P6 Road in Owingsville last month. He spent a week on the run before turning himself into police in Gibson County, Indiana. A Pulaski County man faces charges accused of abusing a dog in front of law enforcement officers. A Pulaski County constable says he and a deputy were helping EMS with a medical call when they witnessed Randy Burton kick and punch a small dog at the house. The constable says Burton is now charged with animal torture. Pulaski County Animal Control took the dog to have it checked for injuries. In Pendleton County, a kayaker reported missing on the Licking River has now been found safe. 41-year-old Shane Williams was last seen yesterday morning. Rescue crews found him just before noon. He was said to be dehydrated, sunburned, and shaken, but otherwise okay. Emergency management officials say he launched his kayak in the Morgan area and was supposed to be picked up around 5 last night in Falmouth, but never showed up. Emergency crews looked for him until dark last night before resuming their search this morning.
Summertime is running overtime. We hit around 90 again today, and it may be even warmer tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's tracking the temperatures in the First Alert Weather Center. Chris?
Yeah, a little OT for summer as we make our way now to the month of September. You know, we're past Labor Day. One would expect things to kind of start to cool down. Mother Nature says not so fast. Live look outside the station here, WKYT Weather Garden in all its beautiful glory, soon to be lighting up with some fall colors. Not the case now, and over top of us, mix of sun and some clouds, 89. But the humidity is pretty low at 40%, so we're not talking about any kind of a heat index. Upper 80s to around 90 in much of central and eastern Kentucky. Cool spot Jackson, congrats. You are at 85 degrees. A little bit of cloud cover has been trying to billow up. You're getting some clouds, some sun, though more sun than any cloud cover out there. Not only for Kentucky, but surrounding areas as well. A little shower and thunderstorm action in the parts of the peaks of the Appalachian Mountains. Out and about this evening, 84, 76, 73. Those are the numbers from 7 to 9 and into the 11 o'clock hour. And coming up here in just a little bit, Officer Don will give you an update on traffic that tries to get a little jump on the mix. Guys, we'll come back in a few minutes and talk about a cold front for the weekend.
Thank you, Chris. After weeks of worries and concerns, students at another for-profit college here in Lexington were notified that their school is closing for good.
The fall quarter was supposed to start Monday at ITT Tech this morning, though. Students received an email from the school saying it was closing immediately. WKYT's Lauren Miner has reaction from students.
As of early this morning, the doors remain locked at ITT Tech. Students received an email around 7 a.m. stating that the school will not reopen.
We kept getting all types of emails from the Department of Education and everything. So when we would ask them what should we do and stuff, all they would keep telling us just come to class, turn the TVs off and come to class.
The email sent to students stated that on August 25th, the U.S. Department of Education imposed a series of new requirements and conditions, including imposing conditions on ITT's participation in the federal student financial aid programs. The email also goes on to say alternatives were presented to the Department of Education by ITT, but they were rejected.
It's not fair. I only had a year left. I have 2 kids to take care of.
A new semester was supposed to start up September 12th. Now students sit outside in the parking lot, upset with many unanswered questions.
I feel let down, as well as the rest of the student body. Now I have to start all the way over. Our credits don't transfer to any other colleges.
Nursing students such as Tanisha say while students in other programs have other alternatives to further their education, as of now, no one will accept their class credits. President of the NAACP, William Saunders, paid a visit to students on campus this morning and spoke with them about their options.
We have opened up something. We don't want to give up. I know it looks kind of bleak, it looks negative, but we're going to make something happen.
For now, these nursing students are left wondering what their next move will be. In Lexington, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
And Saunders says the NAACP is involved because their offices were contacted by students about a violation of civil rights. He says they will help all students in finding ways to get their credits transferred to other schools.
Law enforcement officers can enjoy a free meal tonight at the Parkhead Drive-In. Officers and sheriff's deputies can stop by for a full poor boy meal. The owner of Parkhead is Randy Kaplan. He served as a police officer for 20 years.
And I know what it's like to be appreciated, and I know what it's like to be underappreciated. And with everything that's going on in the nation today, we thought it'd be a great way for us to give back to the people that are giving to us.
Today it's police officers, but firefighters will get their day too. They can pick up their free poor boys next Tuesday. With just 63 days until the election, the race for the White House has hit the final stretch. We'll have the latest on campaign 2016 in 11 minutes here on WKYT.
And it's happened at record levels. Later in Better Living, why it's believed gun sales are skyrocketing right now.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Steamy temperatures on this Tuesday, a back to work and school Tuesday for many of us out there after that last 3-day weekend of the summer. I guess it's full steam into fall, right? Well, we got the steam part of it right. We look outside and it is anything but fall-like with upper 80s to around 90 into most of central and eastern Kentucky. Not a whole lot of humidity into the mix today, and temperatures right now compared to the same point yesterday are generally a degree or two warmer for a lot of folks. Defender radar network, nothing across central and eastern Kentucky, nothing for the most part across the Ohio Valley. A storm or two here into the West Virginia mountains. We're not worried about that. We're not worried about what is off the northeastern coastline. That is what is left of Hermine. It is still spinning as we expected, and that's going to be lashing parts of the northeast over the next couple of days. Back into Kentucky, it's all about the heat that is lashing us. 90 again tomorrow. Sunshine, a little high cloud cover, and the smallest threat for a popcorn shower thunderstorm will carry us into tomorrow evening. The next 3 days, though, will begin to change it up a little bit. Could be a thunderstorm as early as Thursday afternoon, much better chance Thursday night and into the day on Friday as the humidity starts to increase a little bit by that time. Brand new hour-by-hour forecast through 11 this evening, only 70 to 75. Waking up tomorrow morning, 65 to 70 degrees. Let's go throughout the rest of the day. 85, 86 already at lunchtime. And similar to tomorrow, what will happen, those temperatures will make a run toward 90. We'll get a little bit of cloud cover that billows up, and it may drop the number where you are, at least briefly, back into the upper 80s. Most areas, though, tomorrow should hit 90 again. We go through tomorrow night. Now the clouds begin to thicken up a little bit. End of the day on Thursday, a broken line of some showers and thunderstorms will likely come calling. That'll carry us into Thursday evening, and from there it is game on into Friday for a better chance for some showers and thunderstorms, and those showers and storms will increase on Saturday ahead of a cold front that will usher in better air, but you got to wait until Sunday before you get in on that. 7 o'clock Sunday morning, 50s across the Bluegrass State, 40s to our north and northwest. That high pressure is going to work its way on top of the Ohio Valley on Sunday afternoon. So if you're looking for an absolutely gorgeous day, Sunday has you covered with a lot of upper 70s during that time. Sunday night into Monday morning, maybe the coolest air we've had so far this young fall season. 50 to 55, even some areas, northern, northeastern parts of the state, on Monday morning, I could see some upper 40s trying to sneak into the picture for a little while. That's a quick shot. It's in and out of here. By Monday afternoon, we're back into the low 80s, mid 80s on Tuesday. Now, that's ahead of another push of some cooler air that arrives as we go into the middle of next week. Moral of the story, the next 2 weeks likely to feature a lot of seesaw temperatures, up and down.
You think fall will ever really come, though?
I'm betting October at this point. Huh?
She sounds doubtful.
I'm really doubtful.
It'll get here, but as we said last week, I didn't think we had our last 90. I think this is above normal temperature fall.
Okay. I'll be patient, I guess.
75 looks okay, so does 64. Overall traffic looks good. In Frankfort, we had that problem on 64 near the Lawrenceburg exit. That was just cleared, so with both lanes open now, we're moving westbound without any major issues. 15 minutes to Nicholasville, about 16 to Georgetown, and 22 minutes to Paris so far. Now back to you in the studio.
A controversy growing over the safest way to fight Zika in Florida.
Find out why some say a spray being used is not strong enough.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are focusing on the military today as they campaign in southern battleground states.
Craig Boswell has the latest on campaign 2016 from the White House.
Donald Trump made his pitch to be commander-in-chief during a rally in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
We are going to solve the ISIS problem, but we have to also get back, and we have to solve it big league and strongly and swiftly. But we have to get back to rebuilding our country.
Virginia Beach and the surrounding communities host more than a dozen military facilities. Tuesday morning, the Trump campaign rolled out a list of 88 retired generals and admirals who are endorsing the Republican nominee.
I think we're up to 89, but who's counting?
Hillary Clinton says more military and intelligence officers trust her to be president. Her campaign unveiled a new ad showing wounded veterans listening to Trump's actual comments from the campaign trail.
I think I've made a lot of sacrifices, built great structures. I've had tremendous success.
While Trump campaigns in Virginia and North Carolina, Hillary Clinton went to Florida for a rally in Tampa. All three are battleground states being hotly contested. The latest CBS News battleground tracker shows Clinton is winning nearly every state in play. Only Iowa is now classified as a toss-up, but the race is far from settled.
You look at this big lead, but it's fragile. And it's fragile because you have a front-runner who is unpopular.
The president and First Lady Michelle Obama will campaign for Clinton in battleground states next week. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
Donald Trump will have a chance to make up ground in the polls during the debates. The first presidential debate is September 26th. President Obama made history today by becoming the first president ever to visit Laos. While he's there, the president hopes to repair a rift with the Southeast Asian nation where people are still dying from American bombs that were dropped during the Vietnam War. President Obama announced the U.S. is giving Laos $90 million over 3 years to help remove the unexploded bombs.
There's a debate going on in Florida over which method of killing mosquitoes is the safest. Crews have been busy spraying environmentally safe BTI bacteria, which prevents mosquito larvae from maturing. But some people are saying that's not aggressive enough and that a neurotoxin called nailed is.
When a droplet of the insecticide touches a mosquito, it kills the mosquito pretty much instantaneously.
While effective, nailed is controversial whether it's banned in Europe, and some officials say it poses a threat to pregnant women. But the NDC and EPA both insist it is safe. Fans of Prince, the Help Wanted sign is out. Next month, Paisley Park, the home and recording studio of the music legend, will open up to tours. Before then, employees are needed. The same company that runs Graceland will manage Paisley Park. They need tour guides, security officers, and sales and marketing workers. Schools across Bath County honoring a longtime educator today who died in a crash. We'll take you to the memorial ahead on WKYT News at 5:30.
The new iPhone comes out tomorrow, but don't expect a bunch of new bells and whistles. That story ahead for you in Better Living. It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Surgery can be traumatic for anyone, but especially for children who have to undergo a procedure. But a new study suggests one well-known high-tech device could work wonders to help reduce anxiety in little ones before surgery. Kim Hutcherson reports.
For years, parents have known that smart devices help keep their children occupied. Now it seems there could be a medical application for that. Kids who are about to have surgery might be helped by their iPads. French researchers say playing games like Angry Birds worked just as well as sedatives to make kids less anxious right before an operation. The small study looked at 112 children between 4 and 10 years old. The kids were randomly assigned to either take a sedative or play with an iPad 20 minutes before receiving anesthesia. Researchers found the tablets worked just as well to reduce stress as did medication. And the study didn't just show the iPads were helpful for the young ones. The devices apparently helped relax the kids' parents, too. This isn't the first study to suggest that technological distraction could be a way to reduce anxiety. Researchers have also looked at virtual reality as a way to assist people who are in stressful positions. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Guns are selling at unprecedented levels. Background checks conducted monthly by the FBI this year has hit an all-time high. Background checks don't correlate directly to gun sales, but they do serve as an important indicator since there are no industry figures for gun sales. Mass shootings in the last several years have helped drive gun sales. Many gun buyers worry that every mass shooting will prompt more restrictive gun control laws. Apple unveils a new iPhone tomorrow, but it may be with less fanfare than usual. Apple has not released any details on the new phones, but reports say they likely won't have any groundbreaking new features. The Wall Street Journal says Apple plans more radical changes for next year's models of the iPhone's 10th anniversary. Apple is also expected to announce the Apple Watch 2 and a new MacBook Pro. And there's some kitchen help for all those cooks. A new smart oven from Bosch. It can adjust cook times, temperature, and humidity based on the recipes you select through an app. The Series 8 ovens will be available starting in October. Now, here's what's coming up for you at 5:30.